favorite Pokemon shapes.
Quality speaks.
Created for young readers.
And we are recording.
Ready?
Let's do it.
Welcome to the Broccoli and Tomato cast. I'm one of your hosts, Tomato, and I'm here with my co-host, Broccoli.
What up?
How's it going, man?
Man, it's going. It's nice, rainy, a little breezy.
Yeah, nice chill day.
Got my hoodie on. Finally, I'm ready for the winter. I know that's a pretty wild statement to say, I guess, because everyone hates winter. But here we are.
I'm ready for the fall. That's my favorite.
Yeah, I guess I should say that. That's probably a better option. I like the fall. Going into winter.
Probably have a couple more. I think this week there's a couple days it's supposed to be in the high 80s, but the rest of it's going to be in the 70s and stuff. So hopefully it transitions to the chilly weather permanently soon.
Nice. It's less watering I have to do with my plants. I'll take that.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm over this. I'm over cutting the grass and all the outside yard work. So I'm just ready for fall.
Yeah, dude. I'm so pissed off because, I mean, it's going into winter anyways. But I was sitting there trying to regrow the grass in the back. And it's not his fault. He didn't know. But the maintenance guy, very late comparatively to when he was supposed to do it, cut the grass the other day. And he came into the back and he cut all the grass. So all the grass I was just regrowing all died again. And it's all patchy again. And I just reseeded it. And I was thinking about it. I'm like, it's all going to die again. Because, well, not die, but it's going to get shitty again. And it's been a pain in the ass. You would think a little stretch of grass wouldn't be as much of a pain as it is.
Yeah. But that's the second time that something you were growing got messed up?
Yeah, dude. It's just my life. What else is new? I'm surprised a meteor hasn't hit me at this point. Or just like a stray turd from an airplane or something, like, something.
Joe Dirt style.
Yeah, dude. But I'll take it, I guess. As long as I'm making someone laugh somewhere.
Yeah.
The pain's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. This is, I guess we'll get into the episode here. We've had a couple.
4, right?
Episode 4, yeah.
Yeah, we're 4 in. We're doing it.
We're moving on up. And we got a good one coming next week, so we're definitely on the right path for sure.
Oh, yeah. We'll hold on to that one in the back pocket, though.
Yeah. Well, I was going to talk about it a little bit just to get people a little bit excited.
No, sure.
Next week, we're going to have our first guest, one of my best friends in the world, Ian.
Great guy.
Yeah. He goes by Ian Van Gool on the interwebs. He is a TikTok content creator as well as a horror podcaster. So this will be really fun. We're going to be going to see Alien Romulus next weekend.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, and he's going to help us record a review for it. So definitely looking forward to that.
Oh yeah. He said he liked it, right?
Yeah. He did a small spoiler-free review on his TikTok. We'll link his stuff so you can, if anyone watching this wants to see what he's about before next week. They also, I think they just dropped their House of Gold podcast episode yesterday that had a review. I don't know if they get into spoilers or anything about it though, but
I'll have to pull it up.
Yeah. So that will definitely be fun. Yeah, I texted him about it. He's like instantly yes. He's like, I'm down.
Oh, Ian's the boy. I can't wait to have him on. I don't think I've talked to him since I've been up. Well, I've talked to him, but talked to him since birthday, so that'll be good to catch up.
Yeah, a little lore history. Me and him, probably over a decade now. We started a podcast journey together and used to do a podcast called the Nerdorati Podcast. We lasted a little bit, but we stopped after a while. Just life got in the way. And I've been on his, and he's been doing content for a couple years now on his end. And I've been on his podcast a couple times, so it's going to be nice doing some more stuff together.
Oh yeah, we'll have to link those two as well.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Other than that, just wanted to get some housekeeping out of the way. What else is new with you? What have you been up to,
dude? Outside of wasting my life away playing Black Myth Wukong, pretty much nothing. I've lost sleep. It's been a while. We had a conversation a couple weeks ago where I was kind of in a lull. I didn't really know what I wanted with my life in terms of like gaming and stuff and all that. and I found it. I'm back. This game is amazing. We're gonna talk about it later, but yeah, it's the. Now, granted, I haven't played the new God of Wars, which is a tragedy all in itself, and I'm gonna do here shortly. But man, it's been a long time since I played like a single player game.
Yeah,
That has just dragged me into the dirt, and not like through gameplay or anything, but literally like mentally through the dirt because it's so good.
yeah,
They put everything in this game, and it's good. Now there are some bad things that I will, like I said, I'll get into, but overwhelmingly great. Like,
yeah. That's
all
awesome.
levels.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to hearing more about it. Got some questions for you about that for sure. Yeah, I haven't really been. What's that?
How about yourself?
I haven't really been. It's been pretty low key the past week. Just been kind of hanging out. Son got back to school. Nothing really crazy. Haven't really been gaming too hard. I've been playing some Fortnite, the new Marvel season, Doctor Doom season.
How's that been?
It has been interesting to say the least. I was very excited. They have a lot of really awesome Marvel skins. Like the whole battle pass is all Marvel characters. Like
That's awesome.
Emma Frost. There's a Wolverine, which is a banana version of Wolverine, and War Machine, and all kinds of cool stuff. I think Shuri is in there with her Black Panther version, and all kinds of different things.
That's cool.
But they put Captain America's shield as a weapon into the game. A bunch of pieces of War Machine's armor, like you get a jetpack, or you could pick up it's called War Machine's Arsenal, which is basically like machine gun gauntlets with like rockets on his back, and then there's
that's awesome.
A separate one that's like a shoulder automatic turret that like locks on the people and shoots people, and you can have it all at once. But the problem is, it was way OP.
Of course,
like you got that stuff and you're just wrecking. Like it was not fun at all. But Epic came through and nerfed a lot of that to the ground.
Really?
It's still fun to use and still worth getting.
Right.
But it's nowhere near, because basically people were just like jetpacking into the air, raining down missiles, throwing cap shield, which ricochets back and forth to it's nuts. But it's a lot more fun now that they nerf things. But other than that
seems to be the move, right? Every season they drop a bunch of stuff, and then all the items are broken, and you're not even doing gunplay half the time.
Yeah, this has probably been the most egregious of all the seasons, though.
Well, if they actually stepped in, I imagine.
I considered quitting Fortnite for the season because of it. It was so bad. But it's in a good spot now, though.
No, it's good.
Yeah. Other than that, just been kind of hanging out. Started, I don't know if you ever watched Preacher, the TV show based on the comic book.
No, I read some of the comics, so I didn't actually watch the TV show yet.
Yeah, I never finished it, and I thought Sarah would like it because she likes The Boys, and Seth Rogen's involved with The Boys, and he also did the show. It's a very similar tone. But I wanted to finish, and I figured Sarah would be into it, and we started watching that, and she likes it, and she also we started watching because of her interview with the vampire. So we just been kind of just a lot of just relaxing TV watching for the most part.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Did you restart the series, or did you just finish it?
We started it from the beginning because I don't remember too much of it because it's been forever and she's never seen it. So we just started from the beginning.
I'll have to. Who has it?
It's on Netflix now.
Oh, it's Netflix now?
Yeah, they just added it to Netflix.
I'll start it.
Yeah.
How far are you?
One episode so far.
Oh, you just started.
Yeah, right, and it's 4 seasons.
Okay, I'll start it with you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's so good. I read that was like one of the first comics I read when I got back in the comics back in the day. Oh, I honestly never finished the comic series either. I've read a lot of it, so but I'm looking forward to finishing the show with her for sure.
Sweet.
Yep.
Sweet.
Yep. Other than that, not too much. Oh, we'll bring this up. Spirit Halloween opened up, and we took our first trip to that.
Oh boy.
Really excited. Now I just need, and we also, my white girl is showing because we also went to Bath and Body Works and got the Halloween scented candles. There's Stranger Things line this year.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah. Now we just need Dunkin' to get their pumpkin spice and fall menu back, and I'll be a happy little white girl.
Do they do deals or not? I guess not deals, but like holiday specials, like Halloween. If you dress up, you can get like free donuts or whatever like that. Have you ever seen something like that?
No idea. I would imagine not because they're very corporate.
They've done stuff like that in Florida, so I didn't know if that was a thing or not.
Yeah.
There's a girl I worked with who would literally take off and like for the different things, and she would like dress up and go there to get free stuff and all this kind of shit.
Oh, well,
Interesting.
if they are, I'm doing it. But yeah,
Fair enough.
I'm very happy right now. Fall spooky season's my favorite time of the year, so that's all.
Oh.
But yeah, there's so much cool shit at Spirit this year. I didn't go too hard. I did get I was pretty excited about, like, you know, those big pullover, like giant oversized sweatshirts that are like a blanket.
Yeah.
I got one of those that looks like Freddy Krueger's sweater.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which is pretty awesome.
Yeah,
and just a couple
cool.
pins and then a Chucky coffee cup, which is pretty cool. But didn't go too crazy yet.
What kind of costumes is Finn looking at?
He might be Wolverine.
Ooh.
At first he said Darth Vader, but he found Wolverine claws there. But we couldn't find the costume. I don't think they had it yet. But he saw the claws, and I think now he wants to be Wolverine, which I'm proud dad.
Yeah. If you didn't want to go crazy, you could always do like a Logan costume as well. If you didn't want to spend a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Flannel, some jeans, boots.
Those kids' costumes are a lot cheaper than adults. It's like between $40 and $60 for the whole thing, probably.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah. I'm going to be dressing up as the Mandalorian this year because I got that helmet. So Sarah likes to kind of theme everything. So we kind of suggested, Darth Vader, which he was into, but I want him to be able to pick what he wants. So I'm not really going to force the issue too much.
Yeah, that's true. I'm telling you, I'm getting Grogu, dude. We're
Do it, dude.
We're going to go save the fucking Halloween universe.
Just get a big brown burlap sack to stand into.
Yeah, that's actually a great idea. I'm going to get like a streaker costume type of thing, or like something like that.
Yeah.
Just get a mask and put it over my face.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. But yeah, that's all the new, everything that's new going on with me so far. I guess we can kind of get into some news a little bit. We got a couple cool things to go over, and before we get into the main topics, which I guess will be more news. This week's episode is going to be a little bit of a bit more game heavy than usual, which is, we haven't really been doing too much game stuff, so that works out for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah, as far as the first piece of news we wanted to get into this week, which is very controversial news, Star Wars: The Acolyte was canceled.
Yeah, dude. Look, man. I get like people. First of all, this goes out to you, internet. Star Wars fans hate Star Wars.
Yeah.
Sorry, dude. I'm sorry to say it, but like, when a fandom gets to a certain point, there's so many generations of people, and there's so many different ideas of what this IP should be, and everyone's allowed to feel how they want to feel. But I feel like personally, people just take it too far. Yeah. I mean, you can not like the show. Like, that's fine. Hate it. Like, whatever. But to the point of rallying to get it canceled and
then celebrating it.
Yeah. That's the part that kind of bothers me. Like, I get that you hated it, but like, people were involved with that. And a lot of people really cared about it. I mean, whether you liked it or not. And now they don't have a job.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I guess the only thing I'll really say about it is I brought this up before when they released that new Transformers animated movie trailer.
Right.
I wasn't at first super hot on it, but I came around since then. But basically what I said, like, with especially like these big multimedia franchises that have like games, movies, books, comics, TV shows, you name it. Not everything is meant to be for everyone. Right. Like, certain parts are like, they have kids stuff. Like, the adults aren't going to watch that, Right. Like, just because this show wasn't for you doesn't mean it wasn't for somebody else, and it's totally fine. Like, there's certain things of Star Wars that I don't really care about, but I don't actively hate on it and try to get it canceled. It's kind of ridiculous.
Like, I'll be honest, I personally hated the whole like fanfic part of it with the whole like OSHA and with all that. But I mean, I see what they were doing. Yeah, because that is kind of part of the dark side, right? I mean, because it's a lot of passion, a lot of emotions, and it draws you in. That's the whole point of it. He's drawing her in to become his apprentice. I mean, that's all it really is. I mean, but I didn't like the direction they went with it, but don't watch it.
Yeah.
You know, if you didn't like it, don't watch it again.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just all there is to it. Just move on.
Right. Yeah, and like I said, it's fine to not like something, but like the only thing that people keep bringing up is one, bad writing,
Yeah.
bad acting. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not really going to get into the woke stuff. I don't really have the
Yeah.
energy to debate that right now, which I don't agree with it. That's all I'll have to say about that.
I
But
agree.
listen, Star Wars never had great writing and great acting.
It was a joke. It was really created as a joke, you know, to begin with.
Yeah.
So,
It's pulpy, campy sci-fi that's for fun. You know, I'm not going to get into a lot of the debates, but, you know, people said the same shit about the prequels, you know, with Anakin and all that stuff, you know, like people bitch about that for years. Now everyone loves the prequels.
Yeah.
And they're using they're saying the same shit about this. I personally really enjoyed it. It's just like you, there was things I didn't like. Like, I thought the concept of the witches was cool.
Yeah.
The execution, I kind of got, like, the whole chanting and stuff like that really fell a little short for me. That was a little bit weird.
That really hard, oddly. And it was just weird. Like in the outros and stuff where they had them chanting and all this. Like, again, I get where they were going with it because they wanted to show a different side of natural force users that were outside of, you know, everything else. It just didn't land. But again, you know, you didn't have to go at his throat over it. You know, it's just a show. It's just one show. We got blue milk and, you know, PTSD locked fucking Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
No one raged those movies into oblivion.
Yeah.
And people got mad, but we moved on. Kylo Ren was goofy as fuck. We moved on. You know, like some people hate it, some people didn't. You know, that's just what it is.
Yeah. And like the action scenes were some of the best I've ever seen in Star Wars. Those lightsaber duels.
Yeah, the lightsaber duel
were amazing.
Khmer versus the Padawans was insane.
Yeah.
I didn't think they were going to do any of that. Like, he murders everyone.
Yeah. I guess spoilers for Acolyte, but it doesn't matter anymore. It's
at this point, it doesn't.
So yeah, that was cool. I liked OSHA, the concept of the twins. I mean, some of that story kind of felt a little, it was a little weird. It did come out a little bit weird, but I liked the characters. I thought the Jedi were awesome. Plagueis, seeing him popping up was very interesting. Darth Teeth was awesome. He's like one of the best Sith that's come out in a long time. And I think Manny, apologize, can't remember his last name. The guy that played Darth Teeth, Manny, guy from the Good Place. He was awesome. You know, I don't know. I really don't see why it was shit on so hard, you know, so it just sucks that we're not going to see kind of where some of the stories is going. Probably will in like a comic or something, who knows, but
I can probably tell you why. I mean, it's just because people can't accept that sometimes things need time to flesh out. I mean, because come on, look at the timeline. These characters haven't been talked about in any of the prequel stuff. Like, there's nothing mentioning these people. The power of two and all that, they're gonna die. Like, I mean, these characters are getting wiped at some point in time because Palpatine's gonna kill them,
right?
You know, or something. You know, like Plagueis feels betrayed from Khmer for trying to find, you know, a new apprentice or whatever to become stronger,
right?
Like we got that lore. We got the understanding. I don't know if it came anywhere else. I imagine it probably did, but like when he breaks down the power of two, talking about how you're not, like, as a Sith, you're not as strong unless you kill your master and take the power from, you know, all their past masters into you. Like, that explains Palpatine in one shot. I don't think, have we ever gotten that? Or is that new?
I think they kind of cover that a little bit in Rise of the Skywalker, because at the end he's like, I am all of the Sith. And Rey's like, I'm all the Jedi, which I guess that's probably a touchy subject for some people too, but
yeah, but it gives context to the situation, you know, it makes that scene better for what is much better as it can be, you know, but whatever, you know. Yeah. Still, I mean, I like seeing live action reference to things, you know, like, because that was probably one of my problems with the sequel trilogy is they did a rush job in the movies, in my personal opinion, and then they use the comics and everything to explain parts of it, you know, and they take things out of the movie that lose context and all that kind of stuff.
There's some books that they've released too that have kind of touched in a little bit of stuff.
So
It's a shame, and I really like the High Republic era. I read the books and the comics, so this was a really nice treat to see kind of that in live action. So
we'll get more of it.
yeah,
I just really want Old Republic. And like, okay, well, that'll kind of segue, I guess, my feelings. Like, it's not that I don't like the characters, but my whole thing is just, I get that it's a new canon. You know, it doesn't follow all the old stuff. They want to make new characters. They want to make enticing characters for different people and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I just hate seeing a storyline done and people hate it when there's storylines that they could, like the twins in the Old Republic with like the big baddie as their dad at the time.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty epic. You know, it's two brothers, they're twins. They go through their life, you know, trained as Jedi, go to war, you know, during the wars and everything, fighting, you know, neck to neck, you know, looking out for each other because they didn't have anyone else, all while being the dad's the biggest bad, you know, emperor essentially at that time. And then they turn on each other, and he ends up, the only time he shows his son love is when his one son kills the other, you know, and it does like this whole like struggle, light side, dark side, and it's good. You know, things like that. Strong women, you know, Mara Jade, you know, they have these characters and they don't utilize them. That's the only thing that really upsets me at the end of the day. Because they're like, oh, we want to, you know, empower these characters. I'm like, well, you have this character right here, and this character would destroy all these other characters. So, but that's really my only gripe. I mean, bleeding the lightsaber in live action was pretty cool. There's a lot of controversy with that.
That was cool.
But I mean, from what I've seen, the whole reason that went like that is because her hand like actually touches the crystal.
Yeah.
Like the kyber crystal's poking out. So she's like literally bleeding into it.
Yeah.
So.
And she was literally standing in her trauma. Yeah. Finding out the Jedi that she loved the most was responsible for killing her mother. Right. And they were literally standing in and they were literally standing in the same spot that it happened in. Like there was so much and like such
Everyone's
awful shit
much like telling her to do it, you know?
Yeah. They were in like such a dark side heavy place because something so shitty happened. She was dealing with her trauma all at once, coming from someone that she trusted. And like it was, you know what I mean? Like, of course, you know, that didn't bother me at all that happened right there and then.
I think that was a good scene.
Yeah.
And especially since I like seeing Disney go out of its comfort. Obviously, it's not Disney, but Disney's the overseer of all that. And seeing that man get, you know, pretty much beheaded, you know, over everything, or not beheaded, but like killed over the situation.
Yeah.
I like seeing step out of those comfort zones. Yeah. And that was good.
They weren't afraid to show that the Jedi aren't perfect.
Right.
It was more realistic, you know?
Right. And then they cover it up in the end and everything. Yeah. Like, I felt like there was bones to make it really good later on. Like make a good storyline come from it. Yeah. And now we just won't. You know,
yeah. So. Yeah. I think it would be good to do a whole have that be a main topic of one of our future episodes to kind of review the whole our full on thoughts once we get a chance to rewatch it again. But yeah, I just wanted to touch on that a little bit. We'll move on to some more positive stuff, but it is a shame to see that got canceled. But yeah, another thing that I wanted to bring up, have you seen is the San Diego Comic-Con trailer for the new Hellboy movie? Have you watched it yet?
No, I haven't.
So,
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. So they're doing a new movie. How you
feel right now?
Well, at first I was like, okay, but I think I've definitely came around, and I think it's been mainly because I needed to get past it not being Ron Perlman and Del Toro.
Right.
And like those movies are fantastic. I love them, but I'm also a huge reader of the comics. I will admit they take some liberties a little bit with those movies. It's not quite the Hellboy from the comics, which is fine. It's his own thing. This seems to be a little bit more grounded and more in touch with the Hellboy comics, in my opinion. This seems more of just like a straight up horror movie that just happens to have Hellboy in it, which is awesome. Really? It's based on one of the I think it was a one issue, maybe a couple, one story called The Crook Man. I don't think I've actually read it myself, I've read a lot of. There's just so much. I'm still kind of catching up over the years. So, but this looks pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll watch the trailer and we'll kind of talk about it a little bit.
Okay. Is it live action?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
And I will say that it looks a hell of a lot better than the last Hellboy movie that we got, the last reboot.
Yeah, yeah.
So we'll check this out. Here we
I
go.
don't think I saw that.
There's something going on here. I need to understand it. Like you do.
That's exactly why you shouldn't be here.
You might say a demonic entity.
Okay.
Falls under our expertise.
Did I just say ketchup?
That's interesting. Oh, you didn't want me to squash?
Squashing's good.
I heard tales about him all my life. Most just called him the Crooked Man.
I thought Big Red wasn't scared of anything.
Well, I know something you're afraid of.
You hear something?
Your road ends in the dark like mine. Let's just keep on coming.
It ain't even really begun.
Come on, Snake, let's rattle.
Let not your horns be troubled. By way they know not.
I will make the darkness light. And the crooked things straight. You doubt the power of prayer, son? Just in case.
There we go.
That looks sick.
Right?
I'm with that. It is kind of weird actually now seeing him like not be Ron Perlman. That's kind of weird, but that looks pretty good. I'm pretty hyped for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it looks awesome. Mike Mignola is heavily involved with it, from my understanding.
Okay.
So I'm really looking for. I love that it's just like this small scale story. It's not like this big Hellboy needs to stop the world ending stuff that we've seen in the other movies. This is just like this really cool, small, creepy story. I definitely want to read the story that this is based on before this comes out for sure. There isn't an exact release date yet, but there is one for like Europe, but there isn't a US release date yet. So people are thinking it's either September, October. So it's not going to be too far off, hopefully. So
that's pretty awesome. I'm surprised we haven't heard anything if it's coming that soon. Is this the first like major release for a trailer?
Yeah, this was during Comic-Con. They put it out. I just didn't get a chance to. Well, there was a teaser that I saw that I kind of wasn't sure about, but then I saw this, and then I've been slowly starting to get more and more interested.
Yeah.
So, but this actually looks really good. I'm looking forward to it for sure.
Oh yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, I was not a fan of the David Harbour reboot that came out a couple years ago. I like David Harbour as Hellboy. He did a good job.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes, just go cancel it now. Yeah.
Like even the director was like, we're not trying to this. I wouldn't consider this a reboot because we're not competing with a $300 million Guillermo del Toro, Ron Perlman, big budget studio Hellboy. We're just doing a fun, scary story with Hellboy. And that's what this is. They're not trying to pretend that it's something that it's not. So
but usually these are the kind of things that end up creating an IP.
Right.
So who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, definitely looking forward to that for sure. All right. And then so we got that, watched that, and then we have another trailer that really caught me out of left field. I love Lord of the Rings. It's one of my favorite. I love the movies.
Yeah.
They're going to be a new movie coming out called Lord of the Rings: The War of Rohirrim, which is an anime film directed by the director of Ghost in a Shell.
Good start.
Yeah, like there's been a lot of. I feel like they've been milking a lot of the Lord of the Rings as of recent years. That Golem game sucked. There's like a survival dwarf game.
Really?
That didn't. It came and went. People are a little lukewarm.
Survival.
Yeah, like you're like mining the mines of Moria and stuff like that.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. And then the Rings of Power, which people were a bit mixed on. The new season of that's coming, and I've watched a trailer for that. It actually looks. I'm going to watch it. It looks interesting, but a lot of people are mixed. So like Lord of the Rings has been kind of hit or miss with stuff lately, but this movie looks good. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw the trailer up. And
we got a trailer for this one too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Dude, I missed all this. When did Gamescom happen?
None of this stuff had to do with Gamescom.
Oh,
this is just
Gamescom.
Just some news that has been over the past couple weeks. They just dropped this trailer for this the other day.
Oh, I guess the game's really been taken over.
The 22nd.
Oh wow. Okay.
All right, let's get this.
All Middle Earth knows the tale of the War of the Ring. But 200 years before that,
Riders of the Mark! Brothers of Rohan!
That looks crispy.
there was an older tale.
Arise! We come with an offer to strengthen Rohan.
Hera, daughter of Helm, I, Wolf, seek your hand in marriage.
Our fathers speak as if I were not even in the room.
I do not want to marry you.
You do not seek an alliance. You seek a throne. You will live to regret this, old man. He's dead. You will pay for this with your...
Wait.
Gone. Fire!
There's so many of them. I pledged to fight for my king.
You know nothing of war.
I'm the fastest rider you have. People need hope, Hera. Something to believe in.
My pride. My joy. You could rule the world. You think I am afraid of you?
You should be.
What does Mordor want?
Dude, look, it's only that just reinforces what I've said before. The best thing about anime ever existing is normalizing animated content.
Yeah.
That is going to be better than probably anything that they put out live action.
Yeah. Yeah, because you don't, obviously there's a big budget for animation, but it's the budget, you can do whatever, you could do large scale shit, whatever you want without having to worry about creating it and all the CGI.
Yeah, you don't have to use people. You don't have to do all this. I mean, some do use actual people mocapping and stuff, but like for the most part, to get on a computer, and that looks sick.
Yeah,
that looks sick.
Yeah, and the art style is great. It reminded me it was like very Studio Ghibli-esque. It wasn't like your just typical anime. That was a little concerned at first when I heard it was going to be anime because there's some like what you think when you think of anime with like the pointy noses and bulging eyes and shit like that.
Yeah.
But it really looks like there's a lot of care into this. The director of Ghost in the Shell is directing this. Like, it looks really awesome.
Like that. Yeah, and the animation style is up my alley. I mean, we've talked about it before on a earlier podcast episode.
Mm-hmm.
It's not CGI ridden, you know, like you could tell there's things helping it, but it looks, you know, more old school.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be fun. That comes out in December, I believe. So
I think it's at Christmas, right?
Yeah, not too far off. So that's going to be really awesome to watch that for sure. There's a lot of Lord of the Rings going on right now between the show and that. Hopefully, it's going to be a good time.
Yeah. I'm just hoping we catch up because in Japan and stuff, they treat those movies, you know, like theatrical releases and stuff.
Yeah,
you know, we get sprinkled here and there every once in a while, but like if we could get to a place where we're normalized and just animated movies, but like, you know, anime, like adult animated content, you know, of IPs and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
dude, a full length Marvel production animation would go so hard.
Probably, yeah. Same thing about Star Wars too. Like they've done the Star Wars Visions, but like a full length movie.
Sick.
Yeah.
I'm fully on board the Visions train. I think that's been a pretty cool project that they've done. Even though Disney has had a history of using Asian studios and stealing their properties and not giving them credit for it in the past. Certain lion would like to talk about that.
Right.
But, you know, hopefully that doesn't become a thing again. And I want to see some of these studios do actual projects with Disney with Star Wars.
Yeah.
Because they're fire. They're absolutely fire.
Yeah. And I don't know too much about the story that this is covering. I mean, I obviously know Rohan and stuff like that, but this is like I think it's a couple hundred years before the movies. So it's going to be pretty cool.
Awesome.
And I guess that kind of segues pretty well into what we're going to talk about. Just like a couple of the new things that are dropping this week to let you guys know about. The Rings of Power Season 2 does come out on August 29th on Amazon. Yep. So got that coming. And then in Christmas, we got the War of the Rohirrim coming. So that'll be awesome. Looking forward to that. Same day, speaking of anime, Terminator Zero is dropping on Netflix. Also on August 29th.
Dude, I am so stoked for that.
Yeah. There hasn't been a good Terminator thing in a while. So that's one of my favorite, franchises too. So I'm looking forward to checking that out.
Do you know details on, because I completely lost it in the void, that Terminator video game? Did that come out already? Is that already
I think so.
Yeah, it already came out. Right?
Yeah, it came out.
Survival game.
Yeah, I don't know the details, but I do recall something Terminator coming out, and it kind of just no one cared.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure on that.
Yeah, that's pretty much where it left itself in my brain too. So I can understand.
Yeah. So I'm definitely looking for a lot of the Netflix produced animation stuff is usually pretty good. So it should be pretty awesome. Also that same day, 29th is a big day. Visions of Mana is coming out. That's a Japanese RPG series, long running, Secret of Mana, Trials of Mana, Sword of Mana. It's an action RPG. I did play the demo of it, so I'm not probably picking up right away, but I will get it eventually. I have too many things to play, but it was really fun.
Just picked up a bunch of games that you need to get through.
Yeah, so, but eventually I'll get to it. But it was cute. It was a lot of fun. So, a lot of people that are fans of those type of games will definitely be into that for sure. And then the following day on Friday, August 30th, Star Wars Outlaws comes out. The next big Star Wars game, open world by Ubisoft. I already have it pre-ordered.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll be playing the shit out of that for sure.
I know. Unfortunately, I wish I could say the same thing, but not for any reason really outside of the fact that it's coming too close to Space Marine. And that's pretty much the only reason I won't be playing it day one, because I'm going to wait for that.
Yeah,
I got to pick and choose a little bit.
I'll definitely be telling you my thoughts for sure.
We'll definitely go over it because I'm really curious. Because I've seen some mixed things, but what I've seen that is good is really good.
Yeah,
so I'm pretty curious on that.
And a lot of the negative things are people that are just over Ubisoft games, their open world checklist stuff.
Which To be fair, I will say real quick before you continue, they have been kind of scummy.
Yeah.
You know, their whole price points and like package details, and not just them, everyone like with these digital gift packages and stuff. People, listen, if you're buying the game and then you're buying the digital deluxe, whatever, you're buying the same thing for more money.
Yeah.
Like, just please, like, come on, man.
Yeah.
And then they're doing like subscriptions and all that kind of stuff. It's just weird. I don't know.
Yeah, that stuff does suck, but I'm not holding it against the game itself.
Yeah, that's not the game. Yeah, it's not the game itself. It's the parent, not the child. You know.
Yeah, and this is also coming from someone. I'm a huge Assassin's Creed fan, and I always have been. And I kind of I like Far Cry and the different other games that they've made. Their open world checklist stuff. It's kind of relaxing.
Yeah,
I kind of like it's like my comfort game every year with an Assassin's Creed. I like just going through and exploring the world and doing the different things and.
Yeah.
And it'll probably be a lot of fun in Star Wars. So I'm looking forward to playing a Star Wars game that's not a Jedi. Not looking forward to it, but I'm interested because it's different than what we're normally used to playing.
Yeah,
so
that'd be good.
Yeah,
as long as it performs well. A lot of games have had issues with this day one stuff.
Yeah,
Wukong is one of them. So, but as long as it runs good, story's good.
Mine will probably be coming in the mail a little bit late, but once I do play it, I'll definitely be giving my impressions of it for sure. So
cool.
That's mainly it for recent news. We can go ahead and move on to our main topics. Our main topics this week are we're going to cover a lot of the big Gamescom announcements, and then Brock's going to do his impressions of Wukong at the end. So, so we'll go ahead and get into the Gamescom stuff. I'm going to go ahead and pull up. So we're not going to go over everything. So a lot of stuff was kind of here or there, but there is a couple pretty cool announcements and things that they've shown.
Wait a minute. They're remastering Goat Simulator?
Oh, yep. Yeah, I'm playing the trailer. We're going to watch a trailer for that just because the trailer is awesome.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I was scrolling through and I was like, no fucking way. I'm getting it.
Yeah.
100%.
So, but yeah, we'll go ahead and get started. So the first thing that was going on, they kicked off opening night live. So I guess first kick things off, Gamescom is basically the Europe's E3 that happened over last weekend. They have opening night live, which is the first day. It's basically Jeff Keighley giving off announcements and kind of like what they do with like the Game Awards and their Summer Game Fest and stuff like that. So the first thing they kicked off, go ahead.
No. I just... go ahead.
Yeah. So they kicked off opening night live. Gearbox confirmed that Borderlands 4 is currently in development and will be released sometime next year. No platforms were revealed, but it was likely to be available on PC, PS5, Xbox, and Series X and S.
If it does as well as the movie did, that's pretty much a done deal.
I'm going to be honest, I've never been a Borderlands fan. I did want to mention it because a lot of people are, and it's big news. But I've tried 2. I think I played a little bit of 3. I don't know. I don't know. The vibe is just I've never really been about. I think it's all a little bit overrated, but I know people love it and I respect that. So I just wanted to bring that up. I don't know if you've played much of it or not.
No, not personally. Really, I'm kind of in the same boat. It's one of the few things that cell shading and all that kind of stuff didn't really hit with me, which is saying something because I'm a big fan of that kind of style. But I don't know. Yeah, I played a little bit of 2 and a little bit of 3. Todd and Scott were playing a lot of Borderlands. They're really big in the Borderlands. So I played a little bit with them, but it just never grabbed me. I don't know. There's no real reason for it. The game seemed fun. Everything about it was art. There's nothing like inherently bad about it. I don't know. Just never grabbed me. But a lot of things like that do fall to the wayside with me because if I'm really into something, because I was in Destiny for like 10 years, so I missed a lot of stuff in between that, and at this point I'm not going to go back,
right?
To try a 8-year-old game,
right?
9-year-old game, whatever.
Yeah, and I'm not going to play the trailer. It was just a teaser. It doesn't show anything other than it's a thing. So, but yeah, if you're into Borderlands, that's going to be coming. So hopefully someone's excited about that.
Yeah, I know the gaming community is pretty big on Borderlands for the most part, but who knows? Maybe it's fallen out. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, we'll see. My pulse. I mean, my finger isn't too much on the pulse for Borderlands, so I don't really know how people are feeling about it right now.
If it blows up, I mean, we'll come back to it and we'll talk about it. So
right.
We'll see what happens, or if it explodes one way or another, something's going to blow up.
Next thing that they showed, Call of Duty Black Ops 6 gets new single player campaign details. There's some screenshots that they've showed for this.
Looks like Call of Duty.
Yeah, it's going to be on Game Pass, so I'm definitely going to be checking it out. I like the multiplayer. I've never been too huge into the campaigns of Call of Duty. I've mostly just played the multiplayer, but
oh, you know what? Speaking of Game Pass, I'll kind of retract a little bit what I said earlier about the subscriptions and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
As a Sony person, pretty much my whole life, dude, if you're going to sign up to something and you have Xbox or PC, whatever, Game Pass is 100% worth, not sponsored.
That's what I do.
I have Game Pass too.
It's
amazing.
Yeah. Most of Xbox is exclusive. I haven't bought a lot of Xbox games in a while just because they're on Game Pass, and it's a good deal. So
yeah, it's hey, I mean, it's the best thing that has happened for me.
Yeah,
in the past couple of years.
You can debate whether Game Pass is a good thing or not. If it's going to last, that's not my problem. I'm going to enjoy it while I can.
Yeah, any game that I like truly care about, I buy. Yeah. Like I will buy. Right. I mean, but most of these games, I'm just in and out. This is great. I don't have to spend $60. Period. I mean, I spend we'll say like the average game now is $70 to $100. I mean, you download 5 games, play them, you're done. You over quadrupled, the price of what you're paying. So it's whatever.
Right. And a lot of the games for Xbox, because of Game Pass, they don't hold their value. So if I do want to buy them, I can usually get them pretty cheap eventually. Right. So
it's a win-win. Collection wins, I win. It's all good.
Yep. And then the next thing here, we got Goat Simulator Remastered.
Dude, hell yes.
They dropped the trailer for this. The trailer is hilarious, so I'm going to go ahead and play it.
Perfect.
Let me go ahead and pull it up here.
Such an underrated game.
Right.
It's so you're talking about games you like to just be able to chill and screw off. This is it.
Yeah, so check this out. Cash Grab Penitentiary. The Remasters Ward.
Hey, you! You're finally awake.
Skyrim?
We're trying to cross the border. Hey, you! You're finally awake. You were trying to cross the border.
Okay. That's amazing. Sony release. I love it. I love it. I love it for that whole studio. That's amazing.
That was when they played that trailer. They didn't announce it as Goat Simulator. They just played it. And remember, it was like, what? And you see all like the funny stuff from the
meta
remasters
jokes.
has been coming out. Yeah,
That's good. There's some thought put into that.
Yeah, it was definitely funny.
I'm getting that 100%. Just for the memes, if anything.
Right.
Yeah.
That's gonna be. I played a little bit of the original. I've never owned it, but I've always thought it looked funny. So I definitely think I'll be checking that out for sure.
It's just goofy.
Right.
Like, one of the biggest games still downloads on Steam is the banana game. Have you ever seen that?
Don't think so.
It's an absolute scam, right? It's literally like a background with a banana, and you click the banana. That's it. And every time you click it, like you eventually generate like coins or whatever, and you can buy other bananas.
Mm-hmm.
And you can get like rare drops as you click. It's just like a banana skin gambler. It's weird. I don't know. It's one of those. Here, hold on.
Yeah, that's funny. I just enjoyed the trailer so much. So
yeah, stuff like that's fun.
So
stuff like that.
Yeah, just you don't need anything serious. You just something goofy and silly is all you need sometimes.
Sometimes you want to be a loud goat, run around and just headbutt shit.
Right. But yeah, so after that, moving on a little bit, Techland reveals the next entry in the Dying Light series, called Dying Light: The Beast. Have you ever played any of these games?
No, actually, again, it's another series that just kind of missed me.
Yeah.
Which I don't really have an opinion on because of that. I just never, wanted to play it. Maybe if I have a renaissance on single players, maybe I'll get back, try some of these games out.
Yeah.
See what they're like.
And apparently this is going to have the original character from the first one in it.
Okay.
They always look cool to me. I just never, it was one of those games I never really got. And I was kind of, I've had like zombie fatigue from certain things for a long time too, but
this is like a big, like one of those real like sneak around kind of games, isn't it?
Very parkour stuff. Like you're jumping around and so yeah, people into that definitely get excited.
And the real news for let's go, baby.
Dragon Ball Sparkling Zero gets a new trailer. I'm going to go ahead and pull that up here. What are your thoughts on so far on the Sparkling Zero?
Fucking great. It looks. Have you seen anything really recently about the game yet?
Not really.
No, we're going back to form. It looks great. At first, I was kind of weird a little bit about how it looked, but now that we've seen more updated, builds like PR press kits, I'm a lot more excited. The animations look great. Play it. You'll see. Play it. Just play it.
You go ahead and pull that up here.
It is definitely a return to form for the series, 100%. In terms of like Tenkaichi games.
Right.
Okay, let's get started. I, Vegeta, am number one. Something beyond my strength's limit. Yeah! Oh! Over here! Yeah! Whoa, no, what a moron! Take that! You ready? Eat on! Get started on turning you into a Super Saiyan. You'll finish!
Sorry to keep you waiting.
I'll start.
Prepare yourself! Eat you!
No more going easy. Let's push it to the absolute limits of our power.
October 11th.
Share your energy with
Oh, yeah, it's close. Yeah, sadly, it has been plagued with the pay now early unlocks and all that kind of stuff. As a fighter, which I'm not really too okay with, but it is what it is.
So is this just a straight fighting game like the Budokai? Is there like any, much like any story stuff? Like
they're gonna have story, but it's gonna be built. It's gonna be built through like the fighting and all that kind of stuff. It's more of a arena fighter this time. It's going back from how because my brain just jumbled my words. It's like because Fighters is more of a side scroll, Street Fighter setup. This is more full on arena back, style.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Go ahead, sorry.
No, the roster's still coming out. I mean, it's a lot of like you'll have like a lot of Gokus and Vegetas, and you can pick different versions of them. So like one can only go Super Saiyan, another version of them can do like 2, 4 gods shit and all that kind of stuff. So it kind of does eat up the roster a little bit, but I think it's going to be pretty fire. I mean, like you just saw, all the animations look really crazy. The particle effects are crazy.
Yeah.
The background destroys itself like as you fight, all that kind of stuff. They have a lot of like action moves again where you have to do sequences within the fighting, shadow stepping, all that. So I think it's going to be pretty sick. Beam clashes are back. There's a mode where you can create your own custom fights. So you can have create your own anime moment essentially like within the game and stuff. It's going to, I think it's going to be good. I mean, I think it's going to pop pretty hard.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested. It looks fun. I'm not the biggest fighting game guy, but I've always had a lot of fun with the Dragon Ball Z games. And I know you'll be picking it up, so I'll just play it with 100%.
You. Yeah, and they're also going back to, which is going to, I think, divide the newer community of these kind of games, is they're going back to like power scaling a little bit. So if you pick Hercule, or I won't use Hercule because they kind of make him a gag character, but if you pick like, Kid Goku and you put him against, Omega Shenron, I guess that's not a good reference either. Like Dragon Ball Kid Goku, type of situation.
Right.
Omega Shenron's going to beat his ass. It's going to be hard. It's like an upward climb, because he has more health, he hits harder kind of thing. So,
yeah, and I always liked that in those games where you could power up and go higher level Super Saiyans to get stronger in the fight. I always thought that was cool. I'm surprised they didn't have Budokai Tenkaichi in the title because they're marketing it as the next entry.
So,
so
the Sparking series is that. It's essentially that translated. Like here, hold on.
Ooh, Brock's gonna go pull something out of his goodie wall. Let's see what it is.
All right, see, so like, so I look in the English variants, they have the Budokai Tenkaichi 3, obviously, but in Japanese, it's the Sparking series.
Oh, okay, I never knew that.
Sparking, Sparking Neo, so it's just like how the names directly translate,
which is ironic.
Went back.
That the Japanese have the subtitle in English, and we have it in Japanese. Normally, it's the other way around. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Well, a lot of titles are unified. So, like, Dragon Ball Z is said, Dragon Ball. It's like Dragon Ball. It doesn't change. It's not like So that's kind of like how it works.
Right. Yeah, but that's going to be a good time for sure. I'm definitely looking forward to checking that out with you.
Well,
so
that's going to be a good time.
Skip over a couple of these. Let's see. Not interesting. Yeah, Infinity Nikki, not interesting.
Path of Exile. That's going to be big.
Okay, here we go. So another thing that they went over, Path of Exile 2's early access.
Hold on. Just hold that thought. Hold on.
Sure.
Sorry about that.
All good.
I heard the dog going crazy out back, and then the car alarm started going off. I was like,
yeah, I never hear him. I actually heard him that time, probably because the door was open.
Oh, yeah, probably.
I don't hear him now.
Fucker.
All right.
I was making sure no one was fucking with my car. But anyways, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, good. Yeah, so the next thing that they talked about is Path of Exile 2's early access release set for November. So we got a new look of Path of Exile 2 premiered at Gamescom opening night live, but in addition to a new trailer, we also learned that the players won't have to wait too long, as Path of Exile 2 will release in early access on November 15th on Steam, Mac, PS5, and Xbox Series X. So they're dropping on the console right off the jump this time.
Everything from what I've seen, it looks awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty much going to abandon Diablo for this game if it's as good as it looks.
Yeah, it just
100%
looks so fun. I don't know. I don't even know how to put in the words why this looks more interesting than Diablo to me, but I don't know. I'm definitely going to be checking, especially with it being free to play. I'm going to be playing this with you for sure, 100%.
That's the thing that hits me, right? And I'm going to say it with Wukong too when we get into it. But when you see a studio actually like build a game that is just like actually draws you, and it's free, and all of its competition is paid, and it's about to like just make it look like a shit show, that's saying something, and I'm ready.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to support things like that because it'll bring us back to form to some extent to how we used to be.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It just seems like one of those awesome like wintertime or stuck at home games.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Got a couple hours to kill.
Yeah.
Go smash some demons.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun for sure. Well, definitely we'll be talking about that.
And it's way more in depth too. Like, it has so much more attached to it, in my personal opinion. I don't know. I don't know how Diablo. I feel like Diablo 2 has only existed because Path of Exile 2 hasn't, in my personal opinion. So we'll see how that plays out.
Right. Yeah. And they seem like they really care about what their fans want, and they want to do right by everybody. So, but yeah, then moving on a little bit, we got Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2 releases new trailer at opening night live, and they drop it's the release date trailer it's coming out on September 9th.
Yep.
Let me pull that up here real quick.
Yeah, this is going to be another banger, 100%. I'm very biased when I say that, but I know for a fact it's going to be a banger.
Yeah, it looks like fun. I've been kind of slowly getting into the 40K universe recently, so I'm definitely looking forward to checking this out for sure. And
for the blood god, dude. Fucking go. I cannot wait to kill the heretics.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, let's go ahead and play this.
It's just going to be my fist and a shield, and I'm going to kill everything.
Wait 4 days early if you get the freaking mega awesome expansion and extended edition.
I hate it, dude. Why? Like, things like that need to go, dude. Like, how many companies are going to do that, and then the game's just broken for the first 3 days, when people are just going to stop paying for that? I don't really understand that.
Yeah, and that's what always happens.
That much to be like the first person to like beat it or something? You know, I mean, I guess in the age of the internet it is, but man, like, you have to pay an extra $30 to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's always some sort of issue. So, like, you're really just wasting your money at that point. So I'll just wait.
You're just stressing yourself. You're literally paying someone to piss you off for 3 days. That's insane.
Right.
I could pull up 100 people that could just do that for free.
Yeah, and it's very clearly a way of milking extra money.
Yeah,
like, ooh,
it's just not a feel good.
Yeah,
you know?
Like, you chose this release date for a reason. Give us extra money to get it early. Fuck you. No, I'm not. Out of principle, I'm not.
Yeah, I'm pre-order around here for the most part, unless it's something like, no matter what, like, it can be a pile of shit, but I love it so much, kind of thing. I'm not pre-ordering anymore.
Right.
between Destiny. Destiny really hurt my soul with a lot of things. And I was going to talk about Destiny and some feelings of Bungie and all that kind of stuff today, but I decided I'd rather talk about Wukong because I don't want to be angry about something.
Yeah.
I want to talk about something that makes me pretty excited. So.
Yeah, and that's what we've talked about from the beginning. We want this to be a positive thing, not dwell on negative. We'll talk about negative stuff sometimes, but
I feel like I don't have to really say anything that Bungie hasn't already recently done to themselves.
Right.
They've already done it very loud and clear.
Yeah.
A lot of things to their community.
Right.
They just did a massive ban wave recently of if you use macros of any point now, because their shit has gotten so convoluted. Like people just macro their characters now, and they just run around the areas, experience farming and all that kind of stuff. And so now they officially started banning people for it. I'm just like, man, how about you make better systems in your game to encourage people not to do that?
Right.
But rant over. I'm not going to talk about that anymore.
All good. They also Dune Awakening gets the first gameplay trailer. I'm not going to play the trailer for that, but I just want to mention that real quick if anyone's a Dune fan, which I am.
Are you a Dune fan?
I have the book. I have the first book. I've been meaning to get through that, but I have watched the movies, and I really, really like the movies. This seems to be more geared towards the movies as far as what it looks like. But it's a survival game essentially. Like you get dropped on the planet, and you're on Arrakis, and you have to survive in the sands, and you build bases and fight other players and stuff like that. Yeah. It looks like it'd be pretty fun. I'm probably going to at least check it out, but who knows if it'll...
Can we do you know if there's we can co-op and do our own thing? Arc survival, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, it's basically that kind of game. We'd be able to play together.
Okay. Yeah, we should check that out.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I did want to talk about this. Reanimal is the next project from the creators of Little Nightmares. I've never played Little Nightmares. I don't know if you have. But it's a smaller indie game that's horror themed.
Okay.
I'm gonna let the trailer speak for itself here. Let me go ahead and it's a co-op game. So me and Sarah are definitely gonna be playing this with each other.
Nothing lasts forever. You were dead.
Looks interesting.
That looks unsettling.
Yeah. I might be interested in that.
Basically, animal monsters. But yeah, like I said, it's Tarsier Studios, I think how you say it. The developers behind the first two Little Nightmares games announced its next project. Reanimal is a new horror adventure game where a brother and sister duo will have to escape an island that used to be their home, all while also looking for their missing friends. So basically, this is a co-op game. You have to work together to get through it, kind of like that It Takes Two, I think.
Oh yeah.
But it looks really fun.
Yeah, well, once that gets a little closer, we'll definitely have to look into that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Let's skip over Genshin Impact stuff. Next thing that they talked about, they dropped the new trailer for Monster Hunter Wilds.
Ooh.
I've been a fan of Monster Hunter since the first PS2 game. Me and you have played a shitload of Monster Hunter Worlds together with the guys. Yeah. This is they had that Monster Hunter Rise come up for Switch and it eventually came for PC. It was a good game for sure, but this is the next Monster Hunter. So let's go ahead and check the trailer out for this.
Yeah, from what I've seen, it looks pretty awesome.
Yeah.
My word. Is this a Lollabarina floret? We must be near its nest.
Spiders.
It's always got to be a spider. Oh?
Ever a hand? All right, let's go! Now's our chance. We go all in! We could do a lot worse for an interim camp.
Kitties.
Once your business here is concluded, you should find shelter. The sands come alive this time of year, like a wild beast bristling with lightning.
From the look of it, that must be this region's apex predator.
Guild permission granted. Begin the hunt.
Understood.
Sign me up.
So tasty.
Oh man, 2025, dude. Inject that into my veins, bro.
God, I don't want to wait. Please.
I think this might be the game that gets all the boys back together finally.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We're gonna have to fucking get the Z fighters together.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
I
I'm
cannot
ready.
wait. I cannot wait for it, dude. I've always loved Monster Hunter, and I think that's like my destiny, even though Destiny was my destiny for a while,
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, as like a Pokemon fan growing up my whole life, and having that like, you know, Digimon and Monster Rancher and all these kind of things, I've always had like a underlying monster itch for video games, and they do it real great. I mean, obviously it's a different concept. You fight and kill the monsters instead of like be friends with them.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's the designs, how the fights work, everything. Just it's one of those games that always just felt really good.
Yeah.
There's never been really a lot of complaints about it.
And the fights are always like they have the same moves, the monsters, but the fights are always so varied. They're moving around the map, like so many things that could happen. Like it's
there's like actual ecosystems and stuff that they're all surrounded in, and that play to their advantage and things like that. And it's I'll have nothing bad to say about Monster Hunter.
Yeah, I'll be definitely breaking out my longsword build again, like usual.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be a good time.
Great sword.
Yep. So also one thing that they talked about, they have a Mecha Break trailer, which you've mentioned this to me before, and I've still I haven't even watched this. I did. This was something that you've been interested in, right?
Yeah. I'm ready for this to come. Are you gonna play it?
Yeah. I'll go ahead and play it.
Yeah, check it out. I mean, I think you're gonna be interested.
Escort reactor core and upgrade Bunker City's power facilities. St. Dino's have also set their sights on this operation. Be sure to complete the escort before then.
Ready to strike.
Xbox and PC, huh? No PlayStation.
Yeah. Look at that.
That looks pretty cool, actually. So that's really fast paced.
It's like a very nice blend of Gundam and Armored Core.
Oh, yeah.
It plays like Armored Core, but it has the cinema of Gundam. If that makes sense to you. Like all the different things, like there's defense units, attack units, long range units that have, you know, like laser cannons and stuff. Like you saw the one guy literally turns into a turret and he has like shields all around him. It looks pretty cool. And definitely a game, it seems like the more people you have that you can talk to in your party, the more devastating you're going to be, because you can actually, like, you know, put a team together and play like actual strategy and whatnot. So,
right. Yeah.
That will be one on the list for sure.
Is this supposed to be a free to play game?
I'm not 100 on that. I'll tell you one second. Like a break. I want to say it is, but if it's not, they said that there won't be any like paid whatever. Oh, why is it giving me so much trouble? I don't know. It doesn't say. I'm not seeing it. I don't know why I'm not seeing it.
Something about it kind of screams, not in a bad way, free to play, because I feel like they could really sell a lot of different parts for mechs and shit like that.
Yeah.
Different
Still
customization.
I guess they don't have like an actual. They haven't
Maybe
decided.
they haven't said one way or the other.
Yeah, I guess not. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to be. It looks like, I mean, the way it looks, if it does cost money, it's not going to be a full price game. And I'm pretty sure that I read that the studio already said that they're not going to be doing like micros and all that kind of stuff. So we'll see.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Moving on a little bit. I'm not going to dwell on this. Isn't any kind of a game for us, but they announced a trailer and a release date for the new Civilization 7 game. No, not really my cup of tea, but I know a lot of people like that. They want to mention it.
And when I started on the internet as a wee lad, those were the kind of games I really liked. Command and Conquer, Civilization games where you can like build over time.
Yeah.
Which is what has pretty much turned into the Chinese phone game market, essentially.
They are mega popular games. February 11th, that comes out.
Okay.
Also, Starfield got some information. They shadow dropped with this. They put in a buggy for in Starfield, so you can actually drive around while you're exploring now.
Oh, congrats. It only took them 10 years.
Yeah, it announced a Shattered Space expansion coming September 30th. This actually got me to update. I was playing Starfield last night a little bit.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, because that was like one of my main gripes. Because you don't have infinite sprint or anything like that, so it really became a slog exploring some of these barren planets looking for resources without some sort of buggy to drive around. So I've been starting to play that a little bit more because of this, but I just figured I'd mention that.
I don't know. It never really grabbed me. I had a lot of issues in the beginning, and I just never really. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to give it a shot.
Yeah, I've always been a big Bethesda fan, so
yeah. I guess it's competition. I do want to check out No Man's Sky. That got a huge update. That looks a lot more fun.
Yeah, they've been working on that over time for a long time too. But yeah, we actually also got a new trailer for Marvel Rivals, and they announced it's going to be coming out in December.
Oh, no shit.
Which I really liked the beta, and I was hoping it wasn't going to be for a long time. So, but they got some new characters coming. They weren't in the beta. Captain America, Winter Soldier. We'll go ahead and show this here.
Among the stars, Wakanda found a new home and
A new hope. The source of vibranium. The foundation of an empire.
Snap out of it, Bucky.
No.
Not so fast! Your battle's over. Stick around! Armed and dangerous! Again! Together to victory! Gotcha! And stay down! Maximum pulse! I can do this all day.
December also.
December 6th. There's a lot of stuff coming out in December. They look like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think we're going to see the other side of the Concord situation with Rivals.
Yeah, I think the being a Marvel IP, that really has a lot going for it. But I was a big Overwatch fan. I will admit, Marvel Rivals is I don't even think they're hiding the fact that it's a ripoff of Overwatch. It is third person, not first.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit, dude. It's all the Marvel characters in Overwatch, dude. It's so fun.
It's gonna make me come back to that genre because I
and
like
free to play.
FPSs, but for whatever even better. But for whatever reason, Overwatch just didn't really do it for me. And then everything that came after was just like, okay, this is Overwatch, but with a different skin. But this one I can actually get down with, I think.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a very Marvel Rivals Path of Exile 2 winner for sure.
Yeah,
I'm ready for it. Yeah, I tried to get you into the beta, but I kept forgetting to send. It was really weird. You can't just get a code. You have to get the ability to get a code and then show up at 8 o'clock at a website at a certain time to get them before they all run out.
And so I can't remember my own name half the time, so it wasn't even going to work out even if you did.
Right.
So it's okay.
But yeah, that's going to be awesome. Looking forward to that. Moving on to the thing that I'm most excited about that they announced, and it's not even a game, is Secret Level. Amazon Prime Video announced a Secret Level, an original series focusing on indies, new projects, and classic games. They're continuing to expand their reaches in games with a streaming service, Prime Video, revealing today at Opening Night Live that it's launching a new original series called Secret Levels. It's an animated anthology series, provides original stories on various games, including new and existing indie and classic games. Some episodes expected to appear will focus on games such as Sifu, Mega Man, Armored Core, and more. You'll see them more in this trailer. Secret Level premieres December 10th on Prime. And it's made by Blur. They do a lot of the CGI video game stuff, like in like trailers or like just cutscenes in games.
Right.
So feast your eyes on this, my friend. Warhammer.
It's time. This world has waited for your arrival. It is you. You will open the door. Because you are the chosen. All those moments. It's a new adventure. Just for you.
have a game to play.
I thought that was dude, December also. Wait a minute. Where were all those names?
How awesome was that?
Dude.
We f***ing love video games. And every time a trailer comes online, we see hundreds and hundreds of comments from the fans. Like, why don't we see a movie like this? Or why can't we have a series like this? And we could not...
Dude, that's going to be awesome.
I completely lost my play. I had to get that cut off.
No, you're good. You're good.
I do have another thing specifically about this as another article that talks about what's in it. I'm pulling that up right now.
So they're doing like a Star Wars Visions type of thing, but with video game inspiration.
Yep.
Is that what I'm gathering?
Mm-hmm. So
sick.
A couple of the things here. It's 15 episodes. Each episode is a different thing. So we got Armored Core, which looks like Keanu Reeves is the character in 100%. It. Concord, unfortunately, for Concord.
That's bad time.
The world of Concord seems cool, so that should at least be fun.
Yeah. Well, that's their whole like shtick, isn't it? Like they do like the updates in game and all that with the characters.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we got Crossfire, which is a South Korean, it's a big game over there. They tried bringing it over like a year or two ago with something that the Alan Wake people created that didn't do well. But at least, and Dungeons and Dragons is going to have an episode.
Dude, that dragon in that one scene looks fucking insane.
Yeah. Exodus, an upcoming science fiction game, Exodus, looks to be a natural fit for Secret Level as it deals with the emotional fallout of time dilation and the way that time can pass in the blink of an eye for human heroes fighting against the Celestials. We see that emotions on a full display in a scene involving two age characters tenderly reunited in the trailer. I don't think this is a game that's been announced yet. It's like they said that some of these are games that are coming, not even that are out.
That's bold. Yeah, to do games that haven't even dropped yet.
Honor of Kings, that's a MOBA apparently. I've never heard of that. That'll be an episode. Mega Man is going to have one.
That's going to be awesome.
New World, that MMO from Amazon that was big for a minute.
New World. I don't know what that is.
It's just an MMO that Amazon put out a couple years ago.
Oh, like the Amazon games or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
I played it a little bit. Outer Worlds 2 is going to have one. Pac-Man is going to have one.
Of course.
PlayStation Studios, which this has me intrigued because it showed it Kratos and the guy from Ghost of Tsushima, Jin Sakai. But if you look, Kratos is in the modern world. There's like cars and buildings and stuff. So I don't know if it's going to be like a mashup of their different franchises or what.
It might get like pulled into modern day.
Yeah, that's definitely
pretty cool.
Has me intrigued for sure. Like they should, the Jin right there, and Kratos, that they're gonna fight. Sifu.
That's another game I really want to play. Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh, dude, you would love it. I think it's on PC now, isn't it?
Is it? Where you at?
Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut for PC. Yeah, it is. I think that definitely should be one of your next games. I would even suggest that before God of War.
Really?
I platinumed this game. I loved it so much.
All right. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. Then we got Sifu.
It's pretty much the same type, right? Like that linear story boss battler.
No, it's an open world, dude.
Oh, it's open world.
Like the whole island of Tsushima. It's a big open world.
Shit.
It's amazing, dude.
Okay. All right.
It's so good.
Got it.
Sifu. That was like a indie like combat game.
No, I remember the name. I don't remember the game itself.
Yeah, it's like kung fu style fighting. Okay. Like it looked pretty cool. Spelunky is getting an episode. Unreal Tournament. Warhammer 40K.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah, and then a mystery game of some sort. One definitely hasn't even been announced yet.
One of those.
Yeah, so this should be really fun. I mean, I'm looking forward to this. I don't know how long the episodes are going to be or what.
Yeah.
I imagine they probably will be like 15 minutes. Who knows?
Yeah, they'll probably be on the shorter
It's
side.
kind of how I did watch that Love, Death, and Robots on Netflix that they did. That's kind of how that was too.
Yeah. Okay. Pump. This doesn't Amazon also own the rights to all that Warhammer like media stuff, or was that their own thing?
They might.
Games Workshop has their own thing, I think.
They might have a deal with Games Workshop because I think that's where that live action series was supposed to be.
Yeah, that's what I was
Henry
thinking of.
Cavill.
Yeah, because they have to have a direct say from Games Workshop to be able to do any of this kind of stuff.
So definitely looking forward to that.
Hey, I'll take any form of 40K. Keep it coming,
dude. Mega Man, dude, that'll be awesome.
Yeah. Hopefully it gets a little revival, because of that. That'll be cool to see some Mega Man come back into the light. He's a cool character.
Yeah, and that's the way that Mega Man looked pretty cool.
Yeah. He looked like he was ready for business.
Yeah. So more. Let me go ahead and pull that back up here. So they also showed off Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 gets a gameplay teaser on track to release next year. I've been wanting to check out Kingdom Come. I've heard it's very like realistic, like hard medieval, like first person game. But I've always heard pretty good things about it, so it's pretty cool that they have a sequel coming.
Yeah, I've never touched Kingdom Come as well.
And they showed off,
but medieval's pretty cool. I mean, if it's done right.
Yeah. Let me see.
Oh, it's first person. Dude, I don't know what the game is. Wait. But there's a game that's coming. It's not like a very well-known, it's like an indie thing. I mean, you might have seen something about it, but it's medieval times. And your character can get like automatic weapons and stuff. And you can get like tanks and modern like guns and stuff. And you can go in these medieval towns and like start havoc.
Oh, that's cool.
Fight again. Yeah. There's also another one with dinosaurs and swords. I don't know if you've seen.
Oh, really?
About that too. Yeah. It looks pretty awesome.
It's funny. They did talk about Diablo 4, Vessel of Hatred, the reveal trailer, and the head of the October 8th release date. Do you think you'll be checking this out at all?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Something about 4 just doesn't grab me. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I really don't have a fleshed out opinion on why it doesn't really grab me anymore. It's just, I think I got turned. I saw everything coming for Path of Exile 2, and I started kind of looking into Path of Exile in general. It just, it pisses me off that this game's full-fledged game, and it just doesn't even have the same level, and everything is just so broken all the time, and like I don't know. From where it's gotten, if this is like huge, Vessel Hatred becomes massive, sure. I mean, whatever, but I'm not going to buy it just to buy it.
Right.
I'm going to watch some extensive things about it first, see what gets changed, and because it's one of those things. It's on a roller coaster of it's coming, like we've seen again with Destiny. Over the years and stuff, like this is coming. Like, all right, it's been coming for long enough, bro. Like, I'm gonna see something different.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just the flow that I got used to with 3, and then they just dramatically changing it. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see how that turns out.
Yeah. They are changing some things. They are like crunching the numbers a little bit, and 100 isn't the max cap. I think it's gonna be 60 now. And they're going to change some things around, so we'll see how it all plays out. If it makes it a little easier to play, then I'll be back in there, because I love Diablo, and I want it to do good. I just don't think it's in the best spot right now, which is sad, because I think it's in one of the greatest spots for the game. I still don't think it's that great.
Right. So. Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, one more thing I did want to talk about, one of the bigger things, one of the other things I'm really excited about, they put out trailer for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle with the release date of December 9th coming.
Okay.
I've always been a big Indiana Jones fan. We'll go ahead and check the trailer out here, but I did watch this already. It looks looks pretty awesome.
Yeah. Like, is it based off one of the movies or anything like that? Or
It's its own story. It's a completely separate story. I mean, it's tied in with the movies, but it's not like a game of one of the movies.
Right. Okay.
What if I told you there was a connection between ancient cultures around the world? A great circle. Does it exist? Is it the key to some lost power? That's up to you to uncover. I'm Troy Baker, and I play Indy. It's humbling playing a character that so many people, myself included, look up to. As a kid, seeing Indiana Jones in the theater for the first time was a defining moment for me. And I never would have guessed that all these years later, I would be the one wearing the hat. But here I am. It's been a dream come true. A dream that I cannot wait for you to live for yourselves. The beauty of a first-person game like this is that we all get to feel what it's like to become Indy. You are the one who cracks the whip, who feels the weight of every punch and the thrill of finding every clue. Indy is such a unique character. A professor, an archaeologist, a brawler, an explorer, the quintessential all-around adventurer. And this game has everything you'd expect from an Indiana Jones adventure. Mysterious artifacts, cunning villains, ancient discoveries, hard-hitting action. It's a world of constant danger where you've got to think on your feet to stay alive. The Great Circle spans the entire globe, from snake-filled jungle temples to scorpion-riddled desert tombs. Stunning open areas to explore freely, full of secrets for you to discover. And you'll get more than just the classic whip and revolver. Indy's journal and his camera will immerse you in the mystery, providing extra info on all of your finds so you can appreciate all of the little historical details he obsesses over. And those details are your key to solving the ancient puzzles that hold the secrets you're after. But ancient secrets don't come easy. It's best to have an exit strategy. This is an incredible new way to experience Indiana Jones, and I can't wait for you to play it. Hold on to your hat.
December again. December's gonna pop off.
Oh yeah, dude. Merry Christmas to us, you know what I'm saying? Free day early access.
Play it day one with Game Pass.
Oh, Game Pass. Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, so a little information. This is made by Machine Games, the people that have been making the Wolfenstein games the past few years.
Nice.
I've really liked those games. And then Todd Howard is executive producing it. Todd Howard from Starfield, the Elder Scrolls, Fallout. It's like a passion project for him. So I'm
16 times the better game.
But yeah, that looks really awesome. I love Troy Baker too. So that's awesome. He's going to be he's playing Indiana Jones. So
yeah, it looks pretty sweet. I mean, those games kind of miss me a little bit, but I'm interested to see what that turns into.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Indiana, like you said, Indy's classic. So I'll take it. I'll take a nice little Indiana game.
Yeah.
Running around whipping people.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So that's going to be a good time. But that was basically all the big stuff that I wanted to cover from Opening Night Live from Gamescom. And then I guess we can, unless you want to talk about anything that we've watched there before we get into your Wukong impressions.
Can we hop into that Mafia trailer real quick?
Yeah, let me pull that back up.
Sorry, I just saw that and I was like, wait a minute.
I honestly didn't think that would be something that you played before.
The Mafia games, dude? Oh, yeah. That was one of those games me and my brother rarely just crushed together.
Yeah,
this is kind of like different spectrums on the video games, but he was more like sports. I like shooters. This was the middle ground right here.
So this is like a prequel to all those. Mafia: The Old Country revealed. I'm not sure when I don't think they have a release date, but it basically takes place in Old Italy. So actually, I'll pull the trailer. We'll go ahead and watch that.
It's revealed for the December. They're going to be releasing more info. Of course, in December.
Here we go. I never really played any of these, but I've always heard people like them a lot. So
yeah, they're fun.
This thing of ours.
It's a brotherhood. Treachery and deceit do not exist among us. Do you wish to commit yourself, your life, to this family?
Okay, just a little teaser. Interesting.
See more in December.
Well, I guess December is going to be a busy month.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, like I said, I've never played any of those, but I've heard a lot of people, especially the first two, people like a lot. I heard the third one, the last one that came out. I think that was 3. I don't know if maybe 4.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're.
So yeah, hopefully that's a good time.
That's awesome. I wonder what kind of story they're going to go with. I'll have to do some looky-looing into all that. But before we get into anything else, I got to go take a little tinkle.
Okay. I'm going to go grab a package.
Before I burst.
Got a little Japanese import.
What we got there?
For the collection. It's called I Am Setsuna.
Ooh.
I have it digitally. I've been wanting. I got a pretty good price off of Mercari.
Oh, nice.
Well, it's a Square Enix game, so I wanted to add it to the collection. I might keep it sealed.
You might as well.
I have it digitally, so I just wanted it for the collection.
Yeah, if you have it digitally, you might as well just keep it sealed.
It's one of those games that I think will go up in price once Switch is moved on.
Right.
Finally got some CBD stuff came in.
Oh, that was quick.
Yeah, it comes from Vermont. Usually it takes a couple of days. Don't worry about
You taking a little breaky poo?
No, I'll worry about that later. I was just making sure everything came okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. But yeah, I'll let you, whenever you're ready, I'll let you take lead on this one.
Okay.
I can play without audio just for background footage, just the first bit of the game from your channel, if you're cool with that. Or
just yeah, it's fine. I don't know.
You sure?
I don't know. No, that you doing it's fine. I just don't know how it's gonna come out in the recording because those YouTube videos get kind of wonky sometimes.
It was mainly for just some background footage while we're talking about it.
Yeah, no, go ahead. It's fine. If it gets weird, I'll just pull the actual raw footage and I'll just put it over what it was. Or like I'll pull it off YouTube essentially and then just resize it to like fit onto the screen where it was.
Yeah. I'll pull it up after we start talking about it.
Right. So
it's not like a really abrupt cut from when we stop.
No, you're good. Well, let me. Are you on a timer at all outside of work?
I would like to be done by.
It's 1:00 already.
1:10.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I usually start ready and in to work around 1:45.
Okay. All right.
I mean, it's no rush.
About 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's an impression, not a review, so I'm not gonna have a ton to talk about.
That's fair. All right.
I'll lead you.
All right, cool.
Yeah. So now that we covered all the Gamescom stuff, we'll move into the next big topic. Brock has been playing Black Myth Wukong, and he's got some impressions, so I'll let him take this part away.
Man, it's been a very long time that a game has just really grabbed me, like on a very strong level, and it's just thanks. And it's just something. Oh, real quick, shout out. So I started my YouTube channel for gaming, and it's Broccoli Sama, just as my name. It was Broccoli Plays, but I changed it back just to make it easier. And I decided to make this game the breakout for the channel, and for good reason, because it's great. Like, I will say, before I say anything good, the optimization on it was not great. It has not been the best. Every time I load in, it's just kind of, and I don't have the best rig obviously out there, but it says, because you can run it in like a compatibility mode and it'll like adjust for you, and everything was on high settings. So I mean, I'm pretty there in terms of performance wise, but it was sketchy. Every time I load in, it gets a little sketchy, kind of like drops frames here and there, and depending on the like the backgrounds in the different areas that you play through and stuff. Like the snow level gets really kind of crazy sometimes on the frames. But with that being said, everything else is pretty great. I mean, from visuals, amazing, as you're seeing right now. The intro of the game is literally him flying in on Nimbus with his power pole to fight God, essentially. Well, to fight God's disciples, essentially, is what you're seeing right now.
Okay.
And the people on the ground is the celestial army of heaven. And Sun Wukong just shows up like, I'm ready to fight you all. And this is all built in lore. This is before Journey to the West. That was all essentially after the fact of all this happening, which you're going to see what happens with that. Well, I guess I don't really know how the timeline plays out, but the game isn't, I'm pretty sure it's after the facts of, Journey to the West, all that kind of stuff happened already. And now you're a reincarnation of Sun Wukong, and you kind of play out the events somewhat. Well, you don't play out the events of Journey to the West. You just kind of like play a reference to that pretty much throughout the whole game. And like all the characters you meet are from, the series of the books or, all that kind of stuff. So you meet most of the characters even reference you like, I don't know you, but your scent is familiar. Like I know you, like of you. I know who you used to be kind of thing. So like you're not playing as Sun Wukong. You're essentially in a journey to find, because what you'll see in the end of this intro, he gets thrown into a mountain, essentially. And that's his homeland. And he gets imprisoned there for 500 years. So, it's, I don't even know where to start with it, honestly. Because the lore, he's essentially, he's a stone monkey that's born out of an egg that's in a mountain. Okay. So he's born and he's just a monkey. He's a stone monkey. Like that's all the really, he's not Sun Wukong, he's not the Monkey King. He's just a mystical monkey.
So what are the Wukong? So they're not like deities from the gods or anything like that?
Okay. It's just a name that was given to him by a monk, essentially. So as soon as he's born, right? Lasers, well, I won't say lasers, golden light shoots out of his eyes and reaches all the way to heaven. And the Jade Emperor, which is essentially God, Chinese mythology, sees this and everyone's just like, we should probably check out that monkey. And he's just like, meh, it's a monkey. It doesn't really matter. It is what it is. He's a little different. It's cool. And this monkey grows up a little bit. And when they're in the village, they find a waterfall and all the monkeys gather and they're like, whichever monkey one of us is willing to jump through this waterfall will become the king of the monkeys. And he just steps up and he's like, okay. And he just jumps through the waterfall and they find a palace on the other side of the waterfall and they like take over the palace essentially. And they make it their new homeland. And he becomes the king of the monkeys.
Gotcha.
So eventually he gets to a point, just like Goku, where he's kind of like unsettled in his life and he feels like there's more. And he's like, I want to become powerful and I'm essentially going to learn how to become immortal. So that's his quest. Like that's the lore of Sun Wukong. It's not really for like anything for the world. It's not for his friends or anything. He's like, I want to be the baddest motherfucker on the planet.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to abandon everything to become the baddest motherfucker on the planet. So I think it was 10 years or something like that. He just traveled around the planet, essentially, going to all the different areas of man and meeting people. He even like went Terminator style, found someone in the woods, stole their clothes, and then just started acting like, walking on 2 feet and acting like a human, trying to like find someone who could teach him how to become immortal. So then he finds, what's his name? I can't remember his name. But he finds a monk and he essentially begs him to teach him how to be immortal. And the guy's just like, I don't really know if that's a great idea. But eventually he caves and takes him as his disciple, right? Sorry. Takes him as his disciple. And long story short, he teaches him a breathing technique that allows him to learn and master immortality. So one of the first things he figures out is immortality. So that's just number one. Number two, he learns the 72 transformations spell. So he can essentially turn himself into whatever he needs. Like he can shapeshift. He can turn himself into animals, just like the Saiyans and monkeys. They can transform under condition. He can too.
Yeah.
So he's going through this whole thing, and through his training with this monk, he eventually gets kicked out because he's too prideful and he doesn't mind everything around him outside of his own pride and strength. Sound familiar?
Yeah.
So he literally gets kicked out, and he has to vow to never teach the lessons that he was taught. So he just goes back to his home, and he's just like, I'm the supreme fucking being now. He knows all these skills, but there's which I kind of reference to the Ox King in Dragon Ball when Goku meets Chi-Chi's father for the first time in the fiery castle in the jungle. But anyways, he comes back, and this guy's like, fuck you, I rule the monkeys now. And he's just like, no, you don't. And instead of killing him, he brings him in as one of his sages. And he eventually, where's that? I believe he eventually gets 7. He eventually goes around fighting people who say they're stronger than him, beats them, and then makes them friends. And they all become like a squad of sages, essentially.
Also sounds familiar.
Yeah, which doesn't really play into anything. I just thought it was a fun reference, to kind of show where Goku's kind of coming from at this point. Because Goku is a 1-to-1, essentially. The flying Nimbus, power pole, all that. The monk looks like Master Roshi. The guy from Journey to the West, the monk that he works with, literally looks like Krillin. He's a little bald monk with dots on his head and stuff, So, but anyways, eventually the Celestial Court, which is basically like God's realm of justice, how they deal with everything, is where they're at, Mount Olympus, essentially. And they're like, so we should probably do something about the monkey. Like, the monkey's getting too strong. The monkey's just getting too strong, and we don't think that's a good idea. And the Jade Emperor is just like, well, this is what we're going to do. We're going to send down calamities, and we're just going to kill him in the calamities so we don't have to personally do anything. Well, because he learned the immortality, he's good to go. So he just lives through these calamities, and the gods just keep trying to kill him. And he's just running his monkey empire just from his mountain and just chilling, right? So they start sending like imperial celestial guards and like warriors of massive strength to fight him, and people from what's the word I'm looking for? And warriors from hell as well. They're sending these people, like their best fighters, to fight this monkey, and he beats them every time. And they join his army in reaction. So every time someone comes to get this monkey, he beats them and then just becomes one of the good guys, essentially.
That's pretty funny.
It's just a giant Goku reference.
Yeah.
Or Goku's a giant Wukong reference, So eventually, Hell, it had enough. They send like these like sleep assassins, and they steal his soul. Now this is where he gets really busted. They steal his soul, and because he can transform, so he can pull any hair off of his body and he can transform them into things. So he has his power pole. I guess I'll get to that. But he can, when he fights the Bull King, he literally pulls his hairs out and they turn into an army of monkeys, and he just squads on him. So Naruto, Shadow Clone Jutsu is the reference for that. But then after, actually, I kind of skipped a little bit before they do all the fighting with all the different warriors. He's like, I need weapons. I need stuff to like protect myself. So he just dives in the ocean and he swims down, to a mystical dragon's lair that has a mystical armory. And he goes there to get a weapon. And the dragon's like, go ahead, pick whatever weapon you want. And he's walking around, and all the things he's looking at are just like whatever. And he sees a pillar. And he looks at the pillar, the same pillar you're looking at on the screen. Mm-hmm. And he takes the pillar. It's 17,000 pounds. and he just lifts it with ease. And he's like, I want this. And then transforms it to fit his body, and it turns into the power pole.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, well, since you gave me a weapon, can I have some armor? And apparently the dragon goes to like his other dragon's friend, like the whatever they are, brothers or, you know, whatever. The different dragons are so intimidated by the monkey. They just build him a whole set of armor. And they just give it to him too. So he will leave. They're like, please just take it and leave. Like, we don't want you to be here anymore, you know? So he's, you know, he does his thing. He's fighting the people. Hell steals his soul. He wakes up as a soul in hell and pulls his power pole out of his ear. Somehow he still just has it while he's a soul detached from his body, and beats the shit out of everybody in hell. Like everybody, number 1 to number 100. He just destroys everybody to the point where hell's like, you know, I think we picked up the wrong Sun Wukong, my dude. Like, we're sorry for all of this, and we're sending you back. And they literally put him back in his body, so he can't be in hell anymore. And he's just had enough. And he declares that he deserves a rightful place with the Celestials. So they're like, all right, fine, you know, they'll find a middle ground. So he just stops causing havoc. They put him as like a stable boy, and he eventually, you know, doesn't fuck with that and gets pissed off. And he's just like, all right, I'm declaring myself as just as strong as God, if not stronger. I can beat all of you. It doesn't matter. So to get him to stop raging, they're like, all right, we'll give you a better job. And they put him in a field that grows immortal fruit that the Celestials use for a festival every so many years or decades or whatever, and they eat the fruit to continue, you know, furthering their immortality and all that kind of stuff. He eats all the fruit. So each fruit grants like immortality powers to people. So he just like omega buffs himself with all of these fruits. Then they come for the fruits, and he's like, oh, well, I don't got those, and goes and steals all their wine, which also grants immortality powers. Drinks all the wine, gets hammered, runs to a garden of one of the Celestials, finds immortality pills, and then eats all the pills. So he like generates I don't even know what that means. It's just like immortality on immortality.
Yeah.
To the point where they recognize that they literally just can't kill him, you know? And then it just keeps going. And he keeps fighting and doing all that. And that was the culmination in the intro of seeing that fight unfold, essentially. And that's when he got put into the rock. And now, and like, oh, okay. So while they're fighting, what they don't show is Buddha has to step in eventually. Like that crown that you see on his head is like remember in Brawly when the Paragus has the little remote that controlled Brawly so he wouldn't like freak out or whatever. It's essentially the same thing. He has like a little celestial crown on his head that keeps him in check. So if he goes too crazy, they can just hit him with that and it'll like depower him pretty much. So that's what you just saw right there. That's why he got thrown into that rock. And then eventually Buddha steps in and he's just like, look, okay. And he uses his pride against him. And he's like, if you can stand in my hand and you can jump out of the palm of my hand, you know, because Buddha is one. Buddha is existence, you know, so he's essentially everything. He's like, if you can stand in my hand and jump, I'll tell the gods to leave you alone because you're a beast. And he's like, okay. So he does it. He jumps so high. Well, in his mind, he jumps so high that he broke like the precipice of space, essentially. And he jumps all the way to the beginning of time to this pillar, and he writes like his signature on it and then pisses on the pillar to mark his territory and then jumps back down. And then Buddha shows him on his thumb that it has the signature and the piss stain on Buddha's thumb, showing him that he is one and that he was never able to jump out of his hand to begin with. But because of his pride, you know, essentially Vegeta trying to become a Super Saiyan, you know, like he got let it get to his head. So he had to prove that he was the best and essentially showing that he's not the best. And then Buddha imprisoned him for 500 years to learn how to be prideful, or I mean, how to lose his pride essentially and be more grounded and understanding of the universe around him and like things of that nature. And then the game starts.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think I really want to play this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking awesome, dude. I've been like starting to deep dive the whole background of all this, and it's amazing on every level. It's so cool. So everything about, I mean, you're literally Goku.
Yeah.
I mean, the first form of Goku, like when they drew him, he was like a little monkey child, like more so than what he is now.
Yeah.
And they even have references like of the Dragon Ball characters in the same attire of the characters that inspired some of them from Journey to the West, and like material stuff.
Mm. So. Yeah, that's a lot of what you said reminded me of Dragon Ball a ton. So that definitely has me intrigued.
Like the whole breathing technique and stuff really pretty much said to me like where he's at with Ultra Instinct and all that kind of stuff, because that's essentially what it was. And that monk is essentially Whis.
Yeah.
Not Whis. Now I'm not saying that they've been drawn from that, but that's essentially what they are, because he's a celestial being and he's teaching the mortal how to essentially reach the height of the gods.
Right.
And that's pretty much his whole lore background of his whole story. So,
right.
I knew it was about Dragon Ball in like all these different animes, but I never knew about the cloning that he can do.
Mm-hmm.
So Naruto has a lot of heavy effects, and all that. And then with One Piece specifically, I don't know why I never even thought about it. His name's literally Monkey.
Right.
But, you don't think about it because you don't know. And now because I played this game, I know. And I've been learning a lot more than I thought I was going to.
Yeah.
Over playing a game about a monkey with a stick.
Right. Yeah, dude, I will say this game looks gorgeous and it looks hella fun to play. Yeah. I did have a couple questions about the game itself. Like, is this like, would you say this like an RPG where like you're leveling up and unlocking abilities and getting experience and stuff like that at all? Or is it just more of like an action game?
Yeah, it's pretty much an action boss rush simulator.
Yeah.
Essentially. I mean, if you don't like Elden Ring for how open it is, you'll really like this game. Mm-hmm. It's like a Souls almost light, like you don't, like when you die, you don't lose your materials or anything like that. You don't have to like go get them and like freak out about that kind of stuff. And it's a lot more linear. Like there is a clear progression, but the more you get into it, because they said, there's some exploration or whatever. No, they 100% downplayed it. I'm in chapter 3 and I've already fought over 40 bosses.
Seriously?
Yeah, 100%.
You're not the first person that I've heard say it was a boss rush game. So basically the game is just fighting bosses. There's not a lot of exploring or anything.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. There is, because you can just go off the path and find a little side, and you're now in a quest line that has like 3 different bosses in it.
Mm-hmm.
It starts off very slow in the beginning, and then it just starts ramping up. Chapter 1 kind of walks you through, getting you situated with everything. It's very linear. Chapter 2 opens up. Chapter 3. Oh, I'm sorry. I just finished chapter 3. I'm going into chapter 4 now. But chapter 3 is massive. I'm still cutting down the footage for that. And I think I'm already at 3 hours of like what's actually like being kept. There's a lot. And it's fun. I mean, there's some things like, and it's built like, if you don't do certain things at certain times, you will miss things.
Yeah.
So it's one of those games where you definitely want to like play. How I do it is I play through organically on the chapter. I let it happen, and I kind of just like let my character take me where I'm going. And then I come back through before I beat the main boss.
Okay, so you can go back and redo stuff if you want.
Yeah. Yeah. But some things are tied to like once you beat certain somebody or this or that, you can screw it up.
Yeah.
So, but there's multiple endings and stuff. Like I just found a room that shows you, because there's like tapestries and stuff that get shown at the end of the chapters that kind of like help tell the story of Journey to the West. And there's 7 poster frames and there's only 5 chapters. So I don't know if there's secret levels or if there's like secret endings or anything like that. So I'm trying to be as close to 100% as I can while I play.
Is it a difficult game?
So so far in like and when I say 40 bosses, they're not like all major bosses. You know what I mean? Like some of them are lesser side bosses, some of them just have names or whatever. But like one of the first bosses, which has given everybody trouble, it took me about 17 tries.
Really?
Yeah. And then there's another boss that took like 10, and then a couple that took like 5 to 7, but majority have been like 4 and under.
Yeah.
So it's not terrible, you know, but you still have to mine stamina. You have mana, which is for all your different spells and all that, which come later in the game. But that doesn't recharge naturally, and there's no consumables for that. So that's very like a niche thing. You know, you get it when you got it kind of thing. But they still have bonfires and heals everything and replenishes everything like that.
Oh, that's cool.
So I wouldn't say it's like hard, you know, in terms of getting around. Like Elden Ring, you can get stuck, or like Souls games, you know, you can get real stuck real quick. And it's really hard to get out of situations. It's not really built like that.
Would you consider this a boss?
It's like the first guy. So you get fed situations to like kind of give you your powers. And you're about to see here in a second. Like it's going to cut through in the middle of the fight into a cutscene. And it's going to like introduce you to your first power.
Okay.
Yeah. But no, I mean, how it's structured, that's how the boss fights are structured. But I wouldn't consider him real. I mean, it's the first guy you fight, essentially. Yeah.
That's cool.
He's a little trainer guy.
Yeah. Would a lot of this kind of not exactly, but it gives me a lot of like Ninja Gaiden vibes, like the way the combat is and stuff like that, more so than like a Souls kind of game.
No, I'm surprised, unless I haven't gotten into it or I haven't geared myself into it. There's not a lot of stealth. I would have thought there would have been stealth, you know, built in this. It's like you're a monkey and stuff, and you're kind of like running around these maps. But from what I've seen, there isn't really that much, which kind of surprises me a little bit. But that's, you know, it's not really like a gripe or anything.
Yeah. Yeah, this definitely looks awesome. Like I was always kind of interested, but I want to get this now.
Oh yeah, no, it's sick, like immobilized. So that's the first move you get. You can drop the spell and it just freezes the enemy for like a little bit of time. And you can kit into it that makes it last longer and all this other kind of stuff. But you can hit everything. Some bosses break out of it immediately, but 80% can do it.
Yeah.
Like you can do the whole cloning, the shadow ninjas. You can clone yourself. You can make your whole body go rock solid, so you can automatic parry stuff. You can transform. Like some of the bosses allow you to do an actual like transformation, which I thought was also a funny thing once learning that, because that's also kind of like a Goku thing, because he always pushes the fuse with Vegeta all the time because he likes to fuse. So I thought that was kind of, I don't know if that's an actual, you know, thing or if I just headcanon that, but it seems to fit.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it definitely ramps up. Where I'm at right now, the difficulty is definitely, but there's no slider. Like you just play the game.
Right.
There's no like hard difficulty or anything like that. So
yeah, I might check
New Game Plus. So.
Right. Yeah, I might probably check this out after I play Star Wars Outlaws.
I recommend it to absolutely anybody. It's so much fun.
And how I heard this is like I think like a 20-hour long game. How far into it would you say that you are?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Because with doing everything, it seems it takes about 5 to 6 hours per chapter. That seems about right. Like if you're relatively cruising through everything, so I'd say 20, 30. Unless there's stuff, you know, that just isn't known about. So, but it all depends. It's one of those games. It's like, because you have New Game Plus, so it might be a 20-hour game, but you could put 100 hours into it.
Right.
Because you won't kit everything out. You won't gear everything out that you want to. And like you get gear and eventually you unlock a certain situation that kind of upgrades the people that are your NPCs, and they allow you to like upgrade your gear that you have that you couldn't like upgrade previously and that kind of stuff. So like mid game, a lot of like some of the mechanics change up for you and stuff. So I don't know. It's great. Everything about it.
Yeah.
It just kind of gets weird visually every once in a while, and it tears a little bit sometimes. That's where the optimization is really the only thing.
Yeah.
Which is a big one, to be fair.
Probably be updates and stuff like that coming to help out with that.
I run AMD equipment too, so apparently there's been a little bit more problems with AMD setups than they have for like Intel and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I know. I have an NVIDIA graphics card, and there was a day one graphics card update specifically for this. The day that it came out.
I still don't think I have an update or anything for my drivers that I've noticed, unless it did it automatically and I didn't realize. But but besides that, I mean, the areas are all really diverse. Like this one's a jungle. The second one was a desert. The third one's like a snowy mountain range, because you're going through all these different areas, doing your journey, essentially. So, because you pretty much each area, like, because when some Wukong eventually, I guess, technically was killed. I don't know what the lore specific. Oh yeah, that was another thing he did in Hell. Fun fact: he found the Book of Life and Death, and he erased himself and all the different monkeys that he could find in there, and essentially made monkeys immortal in general.
That's awesome.
Fun fact. Yeah, he's just erased himself from existence.
He really just seems like he doesn't give a fuck.
No, yeah, he just does what he wants, and he pisses everyone off. And when everyone talks shit, he's just like, okay, well, see me outside.
But the funny part is, it seems like they just left him the fuck alone, and it's crazy. Like stuff wouldn't be happening.
Yeah. His whole backstory is essentially, I'm just existing. You did something that pissed me off, so I'm gonna fight you, and now I look like the goat because I beat you.
Yeah.
Like, so that's pretty much what it was.
Yeah. We'll definitely have to touch back on this for sure once you finish it. Kind of go over it.
I put out the first 3 episodes, which were just kind of just raw gameplay of me playing. Yesterday I put out the whole chapter 2 playthrough. And then either today or tomorrow the whole 3rd chapter is going to drop. Then I'm hoping to finish it in the next couple of days. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, sounds awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, it's, I don't know, for a game that was resting on the back of like mythology, because we've gotten a lot of Norse stuff and a lot of Greek mythology because of God of War, which I'm thankful for as a Greek person. It's been really awesome. But to play through a different, side of mythology and having it done so well,
right,
is just, see, like right here is all the different like spells that you can eventually have, and that's all the upgrade tiers. I think there's like, it's like almost like between 150 to 200 different slots worth of things that you can play around with, and you can respec at any time. You just got to be at a bonfire, and you can respec everything for free.
That's cool.
And you can just go through the game. Each of the gear has like kind of like how Monster Hunter is. It has specific properties. Like certain gear will give you thunder resistance. Some gear will give you fire resistance. There's things called curios that you can have on you that are different, like antique relics that give you different boosts. And then smash, that's your smash stance, your pillar stance, and your thrust stance. Those are all different, like the regular attacks are pretty much the same, but those build into all your like catered specific attacks for the different things. Which one is like a little thrust forward with your power pole. One you stand on the power pole, and the more you charge it, the taller it grows, and you can slam people with it. I play with the smash stance for the most part, though, which is the straight brawler stance.
Oh, okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and and there's different boss archetypes, so like, I kind of brute force through a lot of it, but if you were smart about it and you had all the different stances unlocked and stuff, you could like, because some things like are very ground pound heavy, and with the pillar stance, you can just really put yourself in the air and you don't get affected by a lot of that kind of stuff. And it just eats stamina instead of health. It's cool. There's cool items that help. It's cool.
Yeah,
I have a lot of good things to say about it.
Yes. So overall, definitely recommend it for sure.
Oh, 100%. That I haven't seen a single person hate this outside of, the part of people that hate everything.
Yeah.
But, so I read somewhere that someone was mad about this whole situation because there's not a lot of what was the word? There wasn't a lot of representation in the game. I was like, what kind of representation do you need? It is a fantasy game about a fake monkey that has supernatural powers that beat up God. Like, I don't know what you want.
Right.
And the whole world pretty much oppresses against them. So, like, I mean, I don't, what do you want out of this game? But outside, whatever. I haven't heard a single person ever say, like, an actual bad thing.
Yeah.
About the game itself.
Oh, yeah. So. Yeah. Yeah, you've definitely got me sold on it. I'm going to be playing this for sure.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
So
I'm excited to play New Game Plus. I want to get through it so I can see how much harder everything is and how far you can really push it.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to do a part 2 of this once you finish it to round out a full review of it for sure.
Cool.
Yeah. Any other things you want to say about it before we go?
Buy it. If you're gonna actually buy a game and play something, buy this game and play it.
Yeah.
It is worth it. And it's not even $70. Fucking quadruple A, whatever garbage. It is a humble game that came out from a studio that really wanted to make something, and they made it.
Yeah.
And it's awesome.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna play this for sure. We'll talk about it again in the future.
All right. All right. Well, I think that's another successful podcast in the books.
Yeah. And make sure you check out Brock's gameplay on his YouTube channel because you're going to be uploading the entire thing then.
Yep. We're going to start that journey. See how many game playthroughs we can put up. Me and Matt are going to do a pro versus noob kind of series here soon with Halo as a PlayStation guy. I never really grew up with Halo. The only experience I have with Halo is I got to the Flood for the first time, got freaked out, accidentally kicked my Xbox. It broke my Xbox, wouldn't let the game out. So out of little kid rage, I took a hammer and a fucking screwdriver and I railed it through that Xbox. And I never bought an Xbox again. So
fair enough.
I'm ready for that because I really like Halo from the outside looking in.
Yeah.
And I like Destiny, so obviously I'd like Halo.
Yeah, we'll definitely get you through that for sure.
Yeah. So.
Yeah,
more
and
things to come.
What's your channel name again?
Same. Broccoli Sama at Broccoli Sama, pretty much everywhere. YouTube.com, Facebook, Threads, Instagram. The only one that's different is my TikTok. I'm trying to get that changed. I had an old one that was my name, and I deleted it, and it keeps telling me that I can't use the name. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. And it's such a specific name. Like who has that? You know what I mean? Like
right.
who has that at that spelling? And
yeah.
So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Definitely check all that out. You'll find me too on Threads and Instagram at Matty_Hill. Make sure you check out the Broccoli and Tomato Cast Facebook page as well. All this stuff will be in the show notes, and make sure you tune in next week when we have Ian Van Golen and we review Alien Romulus and whatever else we ended up talking about.
Excited for
oh yeah.
That. So.
Oh yeah.
Alrighty.
All right.
Everyone have a great day. Matt, have a great day.
Yep. You too. Everyone,
We'll
take
be
it easy.
seeing you later.